But yeah, I hope this movie's good, man. I hope this movie is good. Yeah, I'm watching all of the old Ape movies, and so far, so far, so good. The first one, the first one is pretty damn solid. That's a pretty damn good movie. It's a little slow in the beginning. They're just kind of walking through the desert. But the moment that Taylor, Charlton Heston, and his fellow astronauts get captured and taken back to the village, that's when the movie gets really good. Everything before that's a little slow, but once they get to that ape village, it's fucking awesome. And I also liked how it ended too. Not even just like the reveal of the Statue of Liberty, but the kind of like the apes know that humans once inhabited, Earth before the apes showed up, and have to keep it secret. That I thought that was a pretty cool reveal. Or at least Dr. Zaius knows. I don't know how much of the council knows, but I'm trying to remember if he says like all of them know in terms of like the council or the people who run shit in the village, if they know. But Dr. Zaius for sure knows. And then it kind of just ends there, and then you get the Statue of Liberty, which is a dope ending. And then you got the sequel, which is I just put out a review on my channel, and if you have not watched that review, even if you haven't seen Beneath the Planet of the Apes, I highly recommend you check out the review because I kind of break down the madness of that movie and how fucking insane it is. I think even if you haven't seen the movie, I think you could probably still get some enjoyment out of it because that movie is so wild, and I kind of cover like every fucking insane thing that happens in that movie. It's pretty comical. Not just like the video, like not my review. My review is comical, but like it's comical because the movie is so insane. Um, and so insane that I like loved it. it's it's one of those. I kind of touch on this in my review, but um, you know, I like I like sequels that like. Well, let me back up. Like the first 20 minutes of that movie, it seems to be like treading the same story beats as the first one. And I was like, "Oh no, here we go. Fucking another sequel. It's just gonna be like to redo the same story beats as the first one." And then like halfway through the movie, it just like becomes bizarro. It like becomes completely unhinged and just insane and really swings for the fences. And I kind of loved it. And I appreciate sequels that do that. You know, I'm one of those weird odd people who likes The Last Jedi and likes, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom because they're so fucking weird and different that, I don't think it's uh what were people mad? Subverting expectations. Like for whatever reason people are like, "Oh, they subverted my expectations, therefore, bad." But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like I think I mean, I'm kind of projecting here, but I'm assuming that a lot of people who go into a sequel, they may not know it, but I think a lot of people want the same thing again, maybe just a little better or like a bigger budget. And then when that movie does something different, there's like a negative reaction to it. And I don't think that sequels do that are just inherently great. I don't think that's the case at all. I think there are some sequels that swing for the fences that I thought were shit. But with the, like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, just like Beneath the Planet of the Apes, the first like half an hour of that movie is just the lost world for the most part. A group of people go back to the island. They're trying to, capture what were they trying to capture? I think they were trying to save they're trying to capture the dinosaurs because the island was gonna explode, a volcano eruption. And so it's for the most part, it's basically the lost world. And as I was watching it, I was just like, ugh, this is so repetitive. We've seen the Lost World. We don't need to fucking redo this. Just like you redid Jurassic Park with Jurassic World. Again, there's some differences, but for the most part, it's basically a reboot remake of Jurassic Park. And I thought they were going to do the same thing with Fallen Kingdom, but then the second half of Fallen Kingdom happens, and it's like, what? There's people. There's business tycoon people. Showing up for an auction to buy dinosaurs, and then after that, a dinosaur runs amok in a mansion and becomes like a monster movie trapped in a mansion trying to get away. Like that's fucking wild. Oh, and by the way, there's a what is it? We can clone humans now. Like what? Like that was so unexpected, and I was so like kind of bored and just like this is stupid for the first 30 to 40 minutes or maybe the first hour. But then when that second half happens, we get back to the mansion, I was like, "Let's go. This is fucking weird and different." And yeah, I love that kind of stuff. Anyways, the reason why I bring that up is because that's exactly what Beneath the Planet of the Apes is. The first like you know 30 to 40 minutes is just kind of like okay, we're kind of doing a lot of the same stuff that Planet of the Apes did, but then the second half comes in and it's like nope, pulls the rug out from underneath you and says like, oh, here's some telepath mutant humans that are living underground that can use telepathy skills to project weird images out into the world, and oh, by the way, we can take our faces off and we're fucking weird bald-headed veiny deformed mutant people. It's like this is wild. So I love that kind of stuff. So Beneath the Planet of the Apes was awesome. And then I watched Escape from the Planet of the Apes the other night, and I'm gonna put my review out here pretty soon. I was actually supposed to do it this morning, but I decided to go live instead. Um, that movie after the first two movies, I don't know, man. It's It was okay. They basically made a safe movie after Beneath. Obviously I wasn't around in the 70s, but I imagine that when Beneath came out, it wasn't received very well. And I'm sure a lot of people got mad at it. So they came back and did a safe, a little more family oriented Planet of the Apes movie with Escape, which is basically a fish out of water movie. Oh, what if we take Zira and Cornelius and put them in 1970s America and, dude, walking around Los Angeles? Isn't this kooky and weird? It's like, ugh. So, yeah, did not like Escape from Planet of the Apes. But again, it's almost like I don't want to say it's echoing the Star Wars prequels, but in terms of like The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, I feel the same way like Beneath Planet of the Apes and Escape, which is that Beneath and The Last Jedi are both polarizing, weird, you know, subverting expectations type of movies. And then because people reacted so negatively to that, the third movies come in and feel completely safe and just like retreading old bullshit. Well, I guess the third Apes movie isn't retreading old stuff, but both of those movies just feel safe and just kind of like bland and boring compared to the ones that came before it, in my opinion. I know a lot of people probably disagree with me on the Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker thing. I think most people would probably flip that. I think a lot of people probably like Rise of Skywalker more, but not me, man. The Rise of Skywalker is so bad it makes Last Jedi look like fucking Citizen Kane. That movie was so bad. But no, I like sequels like that. And I think Beneath the Planet of the Apes is just one of those sequels um that just really goes for it. You know what I mean? Really goes for it. Like I said, just like Fallen Kingdom, just like Last Jedi. I'm trying to think of other sequels that are just like batshit fucking nuts. Yeah, drawing a blank. But yeah, anyways, long story short, I'm excited for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I hope it's good.